You're only one belief away from millions, by David Russo. Introduction. The $1,000,000 belief. What if the only thing standing between you and millions is a belief you didn't even know you were holding? Think about that for a moment. Not a lack of money, not a missing opportunity, not even talent, but a single, invisible belief quietly shaping every decision, every risk you take or avoid. That belief is the gatekeeper to your financial future, and it's far more powerful than any spreadsheet or strategy. Most people believe success comes from skill, connections, or luck. But here's the truth. Talent alone doesn't separate the wealthy from the struggling. The real difference lies in the architecture of your beliefs. Your mind is like a hidden blueprint, quietly constructing your reality. If the foundation is scarcity, you will unconsciously block opportunities. If it's abundance, doors will open in ways you never imagined. This audiobook is your invitation to examine and transform that blueprint. One shift in belief can accelerate your financial trajectory faster than years of hard work without alignment. We'll explore the difference between wishing and deciding, between dreaming and claiming. You'll learn to spot the limiting ideas you've inherited, discard the not ready trap, and step into an identity that commands wealth rather than chases it. By the end of this journey, you won't just understand wealth differently, you'll think differently, act differently, and attract differently. You'll discover that millions aren't scattered somewhere outside your reach. They're already waiting for the one belief that unlocks them. This is more than a guide to money. It's a roadmap to becoming the person who creates massive value, influences lives, and earns what you deserve. Listen closely. Pause when prompted. Repeat the affirmations. Take the challenges seriously. Every idea you embrace has the power to compound into real, measurable results. Decide now, are you ready to replace doubt with belief, hesitation with action, and scarcity with abundance? Because the first step toward millions is simpler than you think. It starts with a belief. Chapter 1. The Belief Blueprint. Your life is built on invisible scripts. Most of the time, you don't even know they're running in the background, quietly deciding how much money you can make, how much risk you're willing to take, and how worthy you feel of success. These scripts aren't random, they were written long before you ever took control of your life. Childhood lessons, family attitudes, cultural messages, all of these shape your wealth identity, often without your awareness. Many people grow up with scarcity programming. Money is hard to get. Rich people are greedy. I'll never have enough. These beliefs aren't facts, they're inherited assumptions. And if you carry them into adulthood, they silently limit everything you attempt. On the other hand, abundance programming teaches you that wealth is possible, that value creation is your responsibility, and that success is not a matter of luck but of mindset. The good news? You can rewrite these scripts. The first step is awareness. Begin by auditing your money language. Notice the words you use when talking about wealth, spending, and earning. Do you say, I can't afford it more than I choose to invest in it? Do you complain about bills, or do you treat expenses as opportunities to create leverage? Next, identify inherited beliefs. Ask yourself, which ideas about money came from my parents, my community, or my early experiences? Are they helping me or holding me back? Once you recognize them, you can challenge them, replace them, and start building a new financial identity. Remember, this chapter isn't just theory. It's a practical blueprint. Your thoughts create your actions. Your actions create your habits. Your habits create your results. By understanding the architecture of belief, you gain the tools to design the life and wealth you truly want. Today, commit to noticing, questioning, and rewriting the scripts that run your financial life. The wealth you dream of begins not in your bank account, but in your mind. Chapter 2. The Lie of Not Ready. The biggest trap keeping you from success isn't lack of skill, money, or connections. It's the belief that you're not ready. You tell yourself, I'll start when I feel prepared, or I need more experience, more knowledge, more certainty. The truth. Readiness is a myth. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes through it. Every successful person you admire took a step before they felt ready. They acted despite fear, doubt, and uncertainty. They didn't wait for permission, perfect timing, or a guarantee of success. They decided, and in the process, they grew into the people who could handle the opportunities they created. Here's the catch: waiting for ready is actually a form of self-sabotage. It keeps you in the comfort zone, trapped in planning and wishing rather than doing. The difference between wishing and achieving is action. Action creates momentum. Action builds confidence. Action rewires your mind to believe that you can succeed. To break this pattern, try what I call the 72-hour rule. Once an idea sparks in your mind, commit to taking one step within the next 72 hours. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be real. Maybe it's sending that email, making that phone call, writing that first draft, or booking that meeting. Whatever it is, moving fast builds a new habit. Decisive action. Remember, the perfect moment rarely exists. The perfect preparation is an illusion. You become ready by starting, by learning on the go, by proving to yourself that you are capable. Every delay reinforces doubt. Every action reinforces belief. So, today, identify the place where you've been waiting. Commit to one bold, imperfect step. The moment you decide to act despite uncertainty is the moment you step into growth, opportunity, and the life you've been imagining. Chapter 3. Identity before income. You don't get rich by chasing money. You get rich by becoming the person who naturally attracts wealth. Most people focus on income, jobs, or side hustles, but the truth is that lasting success flows from identity. Your habits, your beliefs, and your self-concept shape your results long before the first dollar appears. Ask yourself, who do you think you are when it comes to money? Are you someone who struggles, someone who hesitates, someone who settles? Or are you someone who creates value, who takes risks, and who commands results? Until you upgrade your identity, any income you earn will feel temporary or even uncomfortable. You can't out-earn your self-image. Identity-based habits are the bridge between who you are today and who you want to become. Acting as your future self is not pretending, it's training your mind to operate at a higher standard. Start small, make decisions, take actions, and carry yourself as the person who already has the life you desire. Notice how the world begins to respond differently when you do. Rewriting your self-concept requires consistent practice. Visualize your future self waking up, making decisions, and creating value with ease. Listen to how that person speaks, how they think, and how they approach challenges. Then, step into that identity right now. Every action you take as that version of yourself compounds into habits, and every habit compounds into results. This is not a one-time change. It's a journey of becoming. But the moment you commit to identity first, income second, everything else aligns. Money becomes a byproduct, not the driver. Opportunities seek you. Confidence rises naturally. And success becomes inevitable not because you chased it, but because you became it. Remember this, wealth isn't something you get. Wealth is who you become. Decide today to embody that person, and your income will follow. Chapter 4. The Millionaire Standard. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about what you tolerate. The people around you, the environments you inhabit, and the standards you set for yourself create the invisible walls of your life. If you settle for mediocrity, you will get mediocrity. If you tolerate excuses, drama, and small thinking, those patterns will define your world. The millionaire standard is simple: raise the bar for everything you allow. In relationships, expect respect, integrity, and accountability. In business, demand excellence, value, and results. In your personal environment, surround yourself with people, ideas, and spaces that inspire growth. Your proximity shapes your mindset. If you spend your days with visionaries, creators, and achievers, your thinking naturally expands. If you stay in the comfort zone with complacency, your thinking contracts. Start by building your million-dollar room. This isn't about a physical space, it's about creating a mental and emotional environment where ambition thrives. Clear out distractions, negative influences, and limiting beliefs. Fill that space with ideas, mentors, and routines that push you toward abundance. The room you design will dictate the level of success you can achieve. Raising standards isn't easy. It requires courage to say no, to step away from relationships or habits that drain you, and to demand more from yourself. But the payoff is immediate: clarity, confidence, and a sense of self-respect that can't be bought. Remember, your future income will match the standards you set today. If you want to play at the level of millions, your mindset, your habits, and your environment must already operate there. Raise what you tolerate, Elevate what you accept, and the world will respond with opportunities that match your new standard. The millionaire standard is not a secret, it's a choice. Choose it today. Decide who you will allow in your inner circle, what beliefs you will keep, and what behaviors you will embody. The moment you do, you begin to live on a level most people only dream about. Chapter 5. Fear is the gatekeeper. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is the gatekeeper. It stands at every threshold, guarding every level of growth, every next opportunity, and every leap toward the life you want. The question is not how to avoid fear, it's how to move through it. Every time you hesitate, every time you let fear dictate your actions, it costs you opportunity, confidence, and momentum. Most people are held back not by their circumstances, but by their fear of failure, rejection, or even success. Yes, fear of success is real. It's the voice that whispers, "What if you can't handle it?" Or "What if people judge you?" That whisper keeps millions of dreams trapped in the imagination. Here's the truth. Courage is a muscle. It grows each time you face what scares you. The more you act in spite of fear, the more fear loses its power. Start small. Take a calculated risk. Speak your truth, pitch your idea, or step into a room you normally avoid. Every action builds resilience. Every step forward makes the next step easier. Reframe risk. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It tells you what matters most. The moment you push past fear, you enter the space where growth, wealth, and opportunity reside. Rejection, failure, and uncertainty are not punishments, they are tuition for mastery. The more you pay, the stronger you become. Develop what I call rejection immunity. Treat fear like a mentor, not a master. Face it, learn from it, and then move forward anyway. The courage muscle grows in repetition, and each repetition compounds into confidence that money, influence, and impact follow naturally. Remember this, the gates of abundance are never unguarded. Fear will always be there. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who rise is simple: one step past fear. One action taken when the heart is racing, the doubts are loud, and the risk feels real. Take that step. Fear is the gatekeeper, but you are the one who holds the key. Chapter 6. From consumption to creation. Most people spend their lives consuming. They scroll, watch, read, and buy, absorbing knowledge, entertainment, and products. But consumption alone never builds wealth. True financial power flows to creators, those who produce, solve problems, and add value that others can't ignore. Creating is not just about starting a business or launching a product. It's a mindset. It's the decision to contribute, to turn ideas into action, and to move from passive to active in every area of your life. Every skill you develop, every insight you share, every problem you solve compounds into influence, income, and opportunity. Shift your focus from "how can I get" to "what can I give." Ownership begins here. When you create, you don't trade hours for dollars, you trade value for results. Knowledge, talent, and effort are currency. And the world always pays more for those who generate impact rather than merely consume. Start small. Take one skill you already have and think, "How can I use this to solve someone else's problem? Can I teach, consult, build, or innovate?" Each step toward creation strengthens your mindset, builds confidence, and sets the stage for exponential growth. The consumer mindset breeds dependence. The creator mindset breeds freedom. As you create, you attract resources, opportunities, and people who amplify your efforts. Your income begins to reflect your impact. Your influence grows. Your life expands. Remember, the path to millions isn't a bigger paycheck, it's a bigger contribution. Start producing today. Turn your ideas into action. Transform knowledge into ownership. Because when you become a creator, wealth stops being something you hope for and starts being something you generate. Chapter 7. The power of decision. Indecision is silent poverty. It doesn't just slow progress, it drains energy, erodes confidence, and keeps opportunities just out of reach. Wealth doesn't wait for hesitation. It flows to those who decide, commit, and act. Every millionaire you admire has one thing in common: the ability to make decisions quickly and confidently. They don't wait for certainty. They don't overanalyze every possible outcome. They decide, they act, and they adjust along the way. Momentum is the hidden force behind success, and it starts with one simple choice: to decide. Decisions carry energy. When you commit, your mind organizes resources, focus, and actions around your choice. Indecision, on the other hand, creates stagnation. Every moment spent doubting is a moment lost. That's why the fastest way to accelerate your financial and personal growth is to practice decisive action. Adopt the burn the boats mentality. When you decide, eliminate the safety nets that allow you to retreat. Make your decision irreversible in your mind. Commit fully. Take the step that forces progress, and let fear, doubt, and hesitation fall away. Remember, the quality of your life is determined by the quality and speed of your decisions. Fast, confident decisions compound over time into results that slow, hesitant thinking can never match. Wealth, opportunity, and influence favor those who act decisively. So today, notice where you're hesitating. Choose. Decide. Commit. Take that step now, no matter how uncertain it feels. Each decision you make builds momentum, strengthens your confidence, and moves you closer to the life you deserve. The power of your future is in your ability to decide, and the time to wield it is now. Chapter 8. Your $1 Million Offer. Wealth isn't about selling what you have. It's about solving problems that people can't ignore. Every successful entrepreneur, every high earner, every innovator has discovered one truth: value creates income. The bigger the problem you solve, the greater the reward. Your task is simple but powerful. Find a painful problem and provide a solution. Not a complicated one. Not a perfect one. A solution that works. Simplicity sells. People don't pay for effort, they pay for relief, results, and transformation. The question you must ask yourself is, what do people desperately need that I can give? Belief is the secret ingredient. If you don't believe in your offer, no one else will. Confidence in your product, your service, or your idea amplifies its perceived value. Speak, act, and deliver as if your offer is already changing lives, because the right mindset turns possibility into reality. Start by listing problems in your world, in your industry, or in your community. Which ones are urgent? Which ones are costly? Which ones frustrate people the most? Then ask, how can I solve this better, faster, or simpler than anyone else? The answers are your roadmap to $1 million offer. Remember, wealth follows value. Not luck, not connections, not timing. It follows those who create solutions people can't resist. The moment you shift from thinking about what you want to sell to what people need to solve, you step into a new level of earning potential. Your offer is your vehicle. Your belief is the fuel. Deliver consistently, solve problems relentlessly, and watch as opportunities and income multiply. The $1 Million Offer is not a dream. It is the logical result of value, clarity, and unwavering belief in what you bring to the world. Chapter 9. Resilience is revenue. Setbacks are inevitable. Failures will happen. Rejections will sting. But here's the truth: your financial results, your influence, and your impact are determined not by what happens to you but by how you respond. Emotional control equals financial control. Resilience is revenue. Every successful person you admire has faced challenges that would have stopped most people in their tracks. What separates them isn't luck or talent, it's the ability to recover, adapt, and keep moving forward. Resilience is the silent engine powering wealth. It allows you to detach from outcomes without losing drive, to stay focused when others panic, and to see opportunity where others see obstacles. Think of every challenge as a tuition payment for growth. Each setback teaches you strategy, patience, and perseverance. The key is to keep playing the long game. Don't chase quick wins or let temporary failures define your self-worth. Learn, adjust, and come back stronger. That's the comeback formula: analyze, adapt, act, and persist. Resilience also requires emotional detachment. Your results are not a reflection of your value as a person, they are feedback for your learning. When you stop personalizing setbacks and start viewing them as signals, your capacity to act decisively skyrockets. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone, every rejection a lesson, and every failure is set up for your next breakthrough. Remember, financial freedom, influence, and impact compound when you refuse to quit. Your ability to endure, adapt, and rebound multiplies results in ways hard work alone cannot. Wealth is not just about skill or strategy, it's about staying in the game, no matter what. So today, commit to resilience. Train your mind to recover faster, act wiser, and stay calm under pressure. When you master this, revenue isn't just a number, it's a natural byproduct of your strength, persistence, and unshakable mindset. Resilience is the ultimate multiplier. Chapter 10. Expansion is a choice. If you want millions, you must choose to expand. Expansion is not a matter of luck, timing, or talent. It is a deliberate decision to grow beyond your comfort zone, to think bigger, and to operate at a level that challenges your current limits. The moment you stop expanding, your results plateau. Growth requires choice. Expansion begins in your mind. You must see beyond your current income, influence, and resources. Think in terms of impact, not just income. Ask yourself, how many lives can I touch? How much value can I create? How far can I scale what I already know? When you shift your focus from small gains to massive contribution, wealth follows naturally. Delegation is a key part of expansion. You cannot scale alone. Surround yourself with capable people, empower them, and multiply your efforts. Ownership is not just about holding resources, it's about orchestrating results. The more you trust, guide, and lead, the more your influence and your income grows exponentially. Expansion also requires courage. Playing bigger often means risking more, stepping into visibility, and embracing uncertainty. Ego must stay in check. Growth is not about proving yourself, it's about solving bigger problems, creating larger impact, and leaving a legacy. Remember, every level of wealth and success requires a conscious decision to expand. You cannot accidentally stumble into millions. You must choose to operate at a higher standard, to scale your ideas, and to step boldly into opportunities others shy away from. So today, make the decision to think bigger, act bolder, and expand relentlessly. Delegate, innovate, and elevate your vision. The life you imagine is waiting on the other side of the choice to expand. Your next level is not automatic, it is a decision. Choose to grow. Choose to scale. Choose to live at the level you are capable of achieving all along. Conclusion: the one belief that changes everything we've explored in this book, beliefs, identity, courage, creation, resilience, expansion, boils down to one truth: wealth, impact, and success begin with a single belief. That belief is simple, yet transformational. I am capable of creating massive value. This belief is not a wish. It is not hope. It is a declaration. It rewires your mind, aligns your actions, and attracts opportunities you never thought possible. When you truly embody it, money becomes a byproduct, influence becomes natural, and success becomes inevitable. You stop chasing, it starts following. Think back to the chapters you've just experienced. Each lesson was designed to show you that the obstacles you face, fear, doubt, scarcity, rejection, are all signals that you are on the edge of growth. The difference between stagnation and abundance is never resources or luck. It is belief. One small shift in your thinking, repeated through action, compounds into results that change your life. Now is the time to decide. Decide to believe. Decide to act. Decide to become the person who solves bigger problems, who creates greater value, and who refuses to settle for anything less than your potential. The world rewards action taken from aligned belief. Repeat this to yourself now, out loud if you can. I am capable of creating massive value. Let it sink in. Let it guide your decisions, shape your identity, and fuel your actions. The millions were never outside of you. They were waiting for the belief that unlocks them. Remember, it is not the ideas you have, the connections you make, or the work you do that creates lasting wealth. It is the belief you carry in your mind, the identity you embody, and the value you bring to the world. Hold this belief, act on it relentlessly, and the life you've imagined will no longer be a dream, it will be your reality.